What is up, you guys, and welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Ash, and I'm back at it again with another boss video. And already, make sure you hit that subscribe button if you're not a part of the boss family yet. So let's get into it. Let's talk about my business. Those of you who don't know, I am 25 years old and I started my business in 2020. So that would have made me what? I think I was 21 when I started my business. Something like that. Don't quote me on that. I don't know if the math is math right now, but I was about 21 years old when I started my business. Before I started teaching, I was actually working at Target and selling lashes on the side. My lash business was not making any money whatsoever, y'all. It was making maybe $20 a month, $30 a month on a good month. So like I said, no money at all in that business. And looking back on it now, it was because I did not put the proper things in place for that business to actually grow. So that's where that failure came from with that business, because there is a way to actually make a successful lash business, but I just didn't have the knowledge that I have now to make that business successful. So fast forward, I ended up quitting Target because if you work in retail, child, it is just, it's not it for me. Like I couldn't deal with it. I couldn't deal with it whatsoever. Like I had extreme anxiety when it just came to, you know, having to do the register. Like I hated working on the register, y'all. And I loved working in beauty and stuff. Like I worked in beauty, stocked the shelves and all that type of stuff, but they had me going up on high ladders and it was just a lot, and it wasn't for me. And I knew God had more for me and better for me. So ended up quitting that job. Fast forward, I get this job at a school and I'm so excited because I love, if you guys don't know, I have my degree in early childhood education and I loved it. I absolutely love that job, but the pandemic hit. Okay, so it's 2020, pandemic hits, and it's just like, okay, what do you need me to do, God? Like, am I supposed to go back to work? Because they had us working remote at one point when the pandemic first hit. Like they had us doing like online classes for the kids and all of that type of stuff. So I was working from home, and I got so comfortable in that. And when it was finally time to go back, when things kind of started easing up, but it was still really bad, I had to make the decision. I had to talk to God, like, am I supposed to go back to work, or should I start, like, stick with my business? Because by this point in time in my life, I had already, you know, started dibbling and dabbling in graphic design, y'all. Like I was doing everything on PixArt, everything on Canva, and I was just, you know, playing around with it. I was selling logos for I think $2 on weekends and then $5 during the week, and it's just like, what? And you know what's funny, this is a side story. One of my clients reached out to me from like 3 or 4 years ago, and they were like, when are you gonna have another $5 special? And start laughing behind it. And I'm like, girl, I wish I would ever have another $5 special. But yeah, y'all, it was just a lot. But like I said, yeah, I was dibbling and dabbling in graphic design, and I'm like, okay, God, what do you want me to do? I was making a decent amount of money. Honestly, I was making my paychecks, because I'll say when I was a teacher, my paychecks was around almost, I want to say like $1,400 every 2 weeks, something like that. And when I started seeing like, oh, I'm making $500 this week, I made what, $300 a couple days ago. And it's just like the money started showing itself for my graphic design business. And even though I was working my behind off, y'all, like I was literally working so hard. I was honestly overworking for the amount I was getting paid. And I was getting so much money because my prices were so low and my quality of work was actually pretty decent for the price, compared to, you know, now of course my work is up there. Like your girl is a big dog now. Okay, yeah, so I ended up, you know, having a talk with God, like, what should I do, God? Should I go back to work? And I went back. I want y'all to know I went back. And then it was a situation where someone else at the school ended up getting COVID, and my mom's just like, no, you do not need to be going back. You do not need to be compromising your health and taking that risk. And I'm like, yeah, you know what, you're right. Like I was hesitant because I had just gotten into a car note. That was my first car ever, and I'm just like, how am I gonna pay my car note, how am I gonna pay my bills, my insurance, and all of this type of stuff. And I just didn't know which way to go. So I'm like, what should I do? Okay, so I'm asking God, like, what should I do, God? And it was pretty much revealed to me, you know, go ahead and stick to your business, ashgraphixx, full-time. Just quit the job and do what I called you to do. That was pretty much what God told me. So ended up doing that. And that same year that I quit my job, I actually paid my car off in full with just my business money. Like with just money for my business, solely money for my business. And I say that to say, you guys, sometimes you have to not be afraid to step out on faith and to just take that leap that God is telling you to take. You know, you have to be willing to sacrifice different things in order to get to where you want to be. And it can seem scary because that was a very scary decision that I had to make. But I was also in a situation where, hey, I'm still living with my parents. If all things don't work out right, I still got a roof over my head. So it was kind of one of those situations. And so that made it easier for me, of course, to make the decision. But at the same time, I'm one that like to get my own. Like, I like having my own money. I like calling my own shots, and I like having my own. So it's just like, that was a huge decision for me. So, you know, I ended up making a decision, like I told you guys, to go ahead and quit my job. And I'm just so grateful to God that I did that, because when I say God showed out, and some things that I had to do in order to get to that point in my business where I'm like, okay, yeah, I can quit my job and I can make it on my own, and I could do this and I could do that. Not on my own, but you know what I'm saying. But I had to really take into account that if this is what I'm gonna do, I have no choice but to put my all into my business. You know, and sometimes God will put you in a situation where he will force you to pay attention to the gift that he has given you. And with COVID hitting, you know, I was forced to be like, okay, I need to focus on this gift right here that God is like shoving in my face right now. He's telling me this is what you need to do. And that was my, you know, kind of like a wake-up call for me in my business. And I was able to, you know, take that and be like, let me get this done. I need to start promoting this. I need to start investing in my business. I need to start doing this and not doing this. So I started buying machines. I started buying computers. I started buying with the money, you know, that I was making, because like I said, I was able to pay off my car, you guys. So the money was there. The money was definitely given. Okay. So I was investing into my business. I'm like, okay, let me get a new laptop because I want the quality of my work to be better. Let me up my prices. That was a huge thing for me. And when I made that's a whole nother story, you guys. Let me get into that a little bit. When I made the decision to, you know, up my prices, that was another thing that I was really, really afraid of, because I'm like, all of these people are coming to me because my prices are so cheap. And they want the cheap prices. They want the affordability. That's what, and this shirt is old, you guys, just so you know, affordable starts here. That used to be my old slogan. And I feel like I've grown so much from this, because I can never see myself backtracking to that low in value, you know. And I feel like God says you are worth so much more. You know, so you have to display what it is he thinks that you're worth as well. So I'm like, I need to go up on my prices, because at this point I'm overworking for money that I could be making way more for. And then I start seeing my competitors, and they're like $300 for a logo, and I'm like, I'm selling logos for $5. And then I really thought I was doing something when I started selling them for like $35, and I'm like, I thought this was something. I thought going up to $35 for a logo was something. But it's just like, you have to realize when you start investing into your gift and investing into your craft, you're gonna have that wake-up call. God is gonna be like, girl, you need to go up on those prices. You need to, you know, charge your worth. And so that's kind of a wake-up call that I feel like pretty much every business owner has to go through, especially with inflation and things like that now. You really have to, you know, just be aware of what's going on around you, and you have to be aware that in order to survive in this economy, you have to charge your worth, literally. And when I saw my skill was increasing, I'm investing all this money, I'm doing photo shoots, spending $600 on photo shoots, spending spending money on hair and makeup for my business. All of this is for my business, and I'm like, I need to just go up on the prices. So yeah, that's a little bit about that. So you know, when you feel it's time, when you have that sit down with God and you're like, God, what am I supposed to do? A lot of people, you know, have meetings with their co-workers or with their team that they have in place. Have those same meetings with God too, you guys. Talk to him and ask him for advice. Right before I even started rolling on this camera, I'm like, God, give me the words to say to people so that I can resonate with them and that they can you know, understand the importance of putting you in the center of their business. That's exactly what I said. And it's just like, I feel the words just rolling off my tongue like butter, y'all. Like, it's so easy to get on a camera and say these things, but it's another thing to have people actually want to implement what it is you're saying. So that's that. Y'all got working on me, got working. Okay, so let's talk about how you can obtain the same thing. Obtaining success in your business is one of those things that everyone wants, you guys. Everyone wants to say, I'm an entrepreneur, I'm a successful entrepreneur. That's what everyone wants to say. And especially in today's day and age, y'all, I have never seen so many people want to be bosses, like want to be an entrepreneur, want to have their own business. I've never seen so many people yearn for success as I do now, you guys. And it's just an amazing thing to see. It's a blessing to see. And I feel like if y'all really truly want to obtain success in your business, in every venture that you venture off into, you need to talk to God. You need to have him in the center of your business. You need to, you know, have that one-on-one connection with him and have him in the center of your business. Ask him, what do you do next? Ask him what to do about this client. Ask him what to do about that customer. Whatever the case may be, you need to consult with God so that he can lead you, you guys. And it's so much easier. Business is so much easier when you have God in the midst of it, okay? You know, if you own a clothing business, ask God, what kind of design should I put on this? What should I do for this? How should I market to my audience in order to get them to want to purchase with me? You get what I'm saying? So you also want to not be afraid to invest. I say this in all of my videos. Don't be afraid to invest in the gift that God gave you. I also want to say, you know, create a business that you know you actually truly love, that you know your heart is in, you guys. Because oftentimes we create businesses just because it's a wave. Just because everybody want to say, oh yeah, I own lip gloss by Kyla, I own hair by Mika. Like, no. Okay, you have to actually have a passion for what it is you're doing. You actually have to have a calling for what it is you're doing. So if you're not sure what you want to do, that's another time. Go talk to God, okay? He will direct you. And y'all, I say this all the time. I never had an interest for graphic design. Never. It literally was just God said, okay, actually pick up that phone, download PixArt right now, create a logo, and say you charge $2 for it. Y'all, when I say mind blown, when I think about that, I've never in my life, like, ever said I want to be a graphic designer. Never, ever. But God knew what he had for me. God said, oh, that's a graphic designer. Oh, she's going to have her own business. Oh, she's going to be a millionaire. Oh, she's going to be a billionaire. Trillionaire. Yeah, let's talk about it because big God. We talking about big God right now, okay? So it's just like, you have to be willing to admit when you're doing a business in a niche that is not suitable for you or that you don't feel like God sent to you. If I were to open a hair business, I feel like I will be doing that solely for the money, y'all. Solely for the money. I don't feel like that's a calling of mine. I just don't see it. I don't see it for myself. And who knows? God may say one day, Ashley, go order 200 bundles and sell them. But as of right now, I feel like God has a calling on my life for graphic design and to help other business owners start their business. I feel like that's what my purpose is on this earth. I feel like I'm supposed to be coaching other entrepreneurs. I feel like I'm supposed to be giving these words to y'all right now, motivating y'all to be like, I could do this. And you can. And I don't want people to feel like I'm saying don't open a lash business, don't open a hair business. If you feel like you can sell those bundles, by all means, go sell them bundles. Okay? If you feel like you can sell them lashes, go sell them lashes, y'all. Like, I just want y'all heart to be in it. And I want y'all to really do it, because the thing is, what I learned, y'all, and I had to learn this for myself too. With my lash business, my heart is no longer in that, y'all. My heart isn't in it. God gave me that as, I feel like, a stepping stone, and I still have that business, y'all, but that isn't my main focus. And I don't want to say that all like in a complete way, because I don't know what God has in store for me with that business, you know. So as of right now, I feel like God just wants me to focus in on, you know, my graphic design business and motivating you guys and spreading, you know, entrepreneurship awareness and all of that type of stuff. But yeah, like I was saying, I want your hearts to be in whatever business that you set out to do. I want you guys to truly love what you do, because like I was about to say, you will last longer and you will put up with it longer if you truly love what you do. If we look at it in a relationship aspect, when you truly love somebody, y'all put up with it. Y'all put up with it. Even if it's letdowns, even if it's whatever the case may be. Y'all put up with it and y'all stay and y'all stick to it. Same thing should be for your business. If you don't feel that way about your business, oh, my business isn't doing well, but I'm going to stick with it. My business isn't doing this, my business is doing that, but I'm going to stick with it. I'm going to stick with it. I'm going to stick with it. I'm going to pray about it. I'm going to pray about it. I'm going to pray about it. When you have that mindset with your business, you are more likely to be successful in business, because no business, y'all, starts and then kick off. Every business has a growing point, okay? Every business has to grow into what it is or what it was or whatever the case may be. It has to grow. No business is born fully grown, okay? So you have to work and you have to be willing to make the sacrifices you have to make. You have to be willing to invest. You have to be willing to love your business. You have to be willing to put God in the center of your business, and you will surely see the fruits of your labor. Okay? So, with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure you leave a like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video.